When I did my Black Track video on the movie Posse, I mentioned that the movie was inspired by the stories of little-known real-life black cowboys from the 1800s. That movie created all new characters as stand-ins for the real people, and did a decent job giving them entertaining personalities and backstories. The reason for creating new stories for the movie Posse was probably due to the fact that there's usually not much info about black cowboys to pull a full narrative out of. The 2021 Netflix film, The Harder They Fall, was up to the challenge though, because it does the opposite of Posse and crafts a story using the real-life Wild West people that both movies were inspired by. Although they use the names of real-life outlaws and cowboys, The Harder They Fall decides to do its own story and spin on what these people may have been like back then. While the decision may turn off hardcore historians out there, and trust me, I'm big on history too, so I get it. I feel like that was a great decision and took the shackles off the writer's ability to tell whatever story they wanted to tell. Just putting classic characters on screen isn't enough to make a great movie. So it's a good thing that The Harder They Fall comes with a loaded cast of fantastic actors. It stars Jonathan Majors as our main protagonist, Nat Love, and Idris Elba as our main villain, Rufus Buck. They're backed up by Zazie Beetz, Lakeith Stanfield, Delroy Lindo, Regina King, that's Academy Award winner Regina King to you, and many others. You cannot go wrong with an ensemble like that, and I'm glad to say that I was proven right, because everybody in this film plays the hell out of their roles and breathed new energy into characters that were mostly only known through photos. Yeah, it's highly unlikely that these characters were anything like these portrayals, but it really doesn't matter because they are written and acted in a way that makes them believable, if not always likable people. Sometimes the actors' accents aren't on point and kind of take you out of the dialogue, but that's a minor complaint, and as a whole, everyone nailed their part. I kind of wish the story wasn't as derivative as it is if I have to knock the movie for anything. It's a usual revenge plot that most Western movies seem to fall back on. Like I said when I reviewed Posse, I've never been big on Westerns until recently, so that could be something that's just a part of Western movie culture for all I know. I just feel like I've seen it way too many times at this point. Somebody either gets killed or kidnapped, and our favorite cowboy goes on a mission to make it right. We've seen it in Posse, we've seen it in Django Unchained, we've seen it in countless other Western movies, and guess what? You're going to see it in The Harder They Fall. It will be enough for me to write the movie off completely, but director James Samuel makes everything so stylish and it's impossible not to stay invested. The pace is breezy, the music is fire even if it isn't timeline appropriate, and the character banter is the right balance of humorous and serious. Despite it being a theme that's done to death, The Harder They Fall goes out of its way to change things up so that you aren't lulled to sleep by predictability. While I was watching, I had a hard time trying to figure out who I wanted to see more, the so-called heroes or the villains. Both groups eat up the screen and demand your attention with clever lines and facial expressions. There are some moments towards the end that come across as random or far-fetched, but thankfully they do nothing to take away from the overall greatness. James Samuel also directed another short western a few years back called They Die by Dawn, and I'm glad to see that he got a chance to do a fully realized western film. I was highly entertained by The Harder They Fall, and I hope he gets the chance to tell more stories within the same universe. My grade for The Harder They Fall is a B+. Black westerns are quickly becoming one of my favorite genres, and I hope that it continues to evolve in the future. And that does it for my review of The Harder They Fall. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and join me next time for other reviews and other Black Track videos. And until next time, I'll holla at you.